Next fight we have at 165 catchweight, Miles Hunsinger versus Demarques Jackson. Both men have fought at 185 pounds before. I believe Miles Hunsinger was on the last Ultimate Fighter at 185. He was not able to compete on the show because of an injury. So there's that. And I also wasn't able to find LFA 75, his fight against Nate Kersley. But I was able to see the highlights, and there's just not a lot to go off of. He's more of a wrestler, pressured wrestler, submission grappler kind of guy. I don't think his stand up is anything crazy. Like he's undefeated. That's why he was on that Ultimate Fighter season. I believe there was a bunch of undefeated fighters. But anyways, like one fight in 3 years, and he doesn't really have a win over anyone good. Like has he faced any adversity? That's my biggest thing here. And if you look at the betting line, I think people were questioning exactly that. Demarques Jackson opened at plus 375, which is fucking hilarious. I mean, I would have bet that down as well. That's fucking crazy. All the way up. I mean, honestly, like, if you didn't watch any Miles Hunsinger fights, like I didn't, I watched a few highlights and I watched a fight from 7 years ago, but that doesn't mean fucking anything. So if you watch purely Demarques Jackson fights and that's all you have to go off of, how do you line Miles Hunsinger the favorite? I know Demarques Jackson isn't great and there's some cardio issues there, but like I said, Hunsinger has never faced any adversity in his entire career inside the cage. Demarques Jackson has faced a lot of good guys. He's had 2 fights in Bellator. He's had quite a few fights in LFA, and he's faced some really good guys. He trains with a good group of guys over at Hard Knocks 365. And, yeah, I honestly think Demarques Jackson should be the favorite here. He's got a lot of power. He's very, very explosive. The one thing is, like, if I'm wrong about the whole adversity thing and turns out, like, it's not a problem for Hunsinger and he makes it out of that first 5 to 7.5 minutes, um, it could look pretty suspect for Demarques Jackson down the stretch because he tends to fade in his fights, and I'm not counting on this guy to win me the latter portions of fights. And at plus money, I mean, probably still with that in mind, it's still a good bet, but I don't expect him to look good down the stretch if he gets off on his game pretty good in the first 5 minutes and Hunsinger is still there. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think you have to bet Demarques Jackson at plus money. Like I said, there's nothing to go off of Hunsinger. There's really not. So how is he the favorite against Demarques Jackson, who's faced a pretty good group of opponents? So that's my opinion. It's must bet at plus money for Demarques